When you hit send in a crypto app, it feels like the transaction is finished. But that tap is usually just the moment you hand a control to the network. What happens next is where most confusion and surprise comes from. In most apps we use every day, pressing send means the system takes responsibility from there. If something looks wrong, there's often a delay, a cancel option, or a human review behind the scenes. Those buffers exist because traditional systems are built to catch mistakes after the fact. Crypto works differently. There isn't a company in the middle checking intent or slowing things down on purpose. When you press send, you're asking a public network to update a shared record, and that network follows rules, not judgment. That difference explains why crypto can feel fast, confusing, or unforgiving, depending on what you expect it to behave like. One of the biggest mental shifts is understanding this. You are not sending coins through the internet. Nothing is being packaged up and delivered from your phone to someone else's phone. What you're doing is creating an instruction that says, update the shared record so this amount now belongs to that address. The money doesn't live in your wallet. The record of ownership lives on the network. Your wallet is a tool. It helps you see balances and create valid instructions, but it doesn't move value by itself. It prepares a request for the network to evaluate. Once you see send as request a record change, a lot of later behavior starts to make more sense. After you press send, your wallet fills in the details of the transaction. How much, where it's going, and usually a fee setting. Then it signs that transaction using your private key. A private key isn't an identity or an account. It's proof that you're allowed to authorize movement from a specific address. That signature is what the network actually cares about. Other computers can verify it's valid, but they can't create it for you. Once signed, the transaction is broadcast to the network. At that point, it's no longer just inside your app. Independent computers around the world can now see it and begin checking whether it follows the rules. After broadcast, many transactions enter a waiting state. This is what pending usually means. Pending doesn't mean your money is traveling. It means the network has received your instruction, but it hasn't written it into the shared record yet. You can think of it like a queue. Many valid transactions can exist at the same time, waiting to be processed. The network can only finalize a certain amount of activity at once. So a transaction can be perfectly valid and still wait. Nothing is broken. It's just not locked into history yet. This is often the moment people start to feel uneasy because pending feels vague. But it's simply the gap between being seen and being recorded. This waiting phase is also where fees matter. Fees aren't random charges added by an app. In most networks, they act as a signal that helps decide which transactions get processed first when there's competition. When the network is quiet, even a small fee can be enough. When it's busy, transactions offering higher fees are often picked up sooner. You don't need to master fees to understand what's happening here. The key point is that fees influence ordering when many people are trying to use the same system at once. We'll talk more about fees on their own later. For now, it's enough to know they're part of how the network manages limited processing space. Eventually, your transaction is picked up and included in a block or checkpoint. That's the moment the shared ledger updates. People call this a confirmation. It means the network has agreed to include your instruction in its official history. You may see multiple confirmations after that. What this usually signals is the network continuing to build on top of that history, making it harder to change. The deeper a transaction sits in the record, the more settled it becomes. At a certain point, the system considers it final. Final doesn't mean fast or slow. It means the network has stopped treating the transaction as provisional and now treats it as part of the past. This is where crypto can feel emotionally different from bank systems. The network doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know what you meant to do. It only knows whether a transaction followed the rules. If you send to the wrong address, the network doesn't see a mistake. If you leave out information required by a particular platform, the blockchain itself may still see a valid transaction. That can be jarring if you're used to systems that pause, flag, or reverse actions after submission. Crypto systems generally don't do that at the base layer. This isn't about punishment, it's about consistency. The rules are enforced the same way every time, without interpretation.
A calmer way to think about sending crypto is this. Treat send as publish. Once a signed transaction is published to a public network, you may not be able to pull it back. Remember that your wallet is not the network. It helps you create the instruction, but the network decides when that instruction becomes part of the shared record. And think of pending as waiting to be written, not in transit. Most of the time, nothing is wrong. It's just not finalized yet. When you hold this model, crypto stops feeling mysterious. You know where your control ends and where the system takes over.
The common assumption is that hitting send completes a transfer the way it does in everyday apps. In crypto, send is closer to authorizing a change and asking a network to record it as shared truth. Once you understand that, pending makes more sense. Fees make more sense. Finality makes more sense. The system doesn't become risk-free, but it does become legible. And when something is legible, you can slow down, double-check, and act with more confidence. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Everything on this channel is about understanding how crypto actually works, not price predictions or hype, but the systems, rules, and shared records that make crypto function under the hood. When you understand how the crypto system is built, it becomes much easier to judge the claims, headlines, and narratives around it. That foundation is what we'll keep building in the next video. This content is for education only, not investment advice. And thanks for watching.